All right, I'm here with Dolly Cairns, Rhode Island women's basketball star and newly announced captain. So, I want to say first off, congratulations. What does that mean to you? I know it's something that's voted on by the players, but to be voted, as a captain in your junior year.
Yeah, it definitely means a lot to me. Like you said, especially being voted on by my teammates. I definitely don't take it for granted. I really honor that role. I really appreciate that role. But, for me, I think throughout the whole team, throughout the whole roster, I think everybody having that ability to have those qualities of what being a captain is really important because if us as captains can get everybody on board on the same page, thinking the same things, it makes our job a lot easier.
And you obviously are the only returning starter. I've talked about it at length with Coach Reese. Obviously, there's a lot of minutes, rebounds, assists that left with that great senior class. Seeing this transition, obviously a lot of new faces, but also a lot of experience as well that came in. How was it for you, just kind of this offseason, the beginning of the practices this season, just kind of getting to know each other and also gelling?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me personally, I think, I can get along with anyone who comes in, especially coming into the way we do things, the way our culture is, and the way that, our coaching staff recruits our players. Um, but yeah, just trying to stay consistent with my game, not really trying to predict the future, just trying to, not let anything affect me and, just make sure I'm still doing the same things and I'm being consistent with, like everything involved in my game. And then, over the summer, just kind of, like you said, learning how to play with each other and, trying to see what their strengths are and how, I can play off of them. And, my weaknesses might be something that they're good at. So, that and also off the court, I think has become really important for us this year compared to last year. Just trying to build relationships with, everybody on the roster, 1 through 14, and really kind of stressing that as the most important thing this year.
Yeah. And you had mentioned obviously culture, is there something, I'm sure there's many things, but that you could point to, when it comes to Coach Reese or really just the coaching staff in general, seeing, how they obviously recruited you, what they, may have promised or what they said, this is what URI basketball is going to be about. Now being in the program, entering your third year, what sticks out for you most in terms of just kind of the leadership that obviously Coach Reese brings and the staff?
Yeah, I mean, what stood out to me when Coach Reese was recruiting me was that they wanted to prepare us for life, not only on the basketball court, but for all aspects of life. So, kind of the message in Rhode Island women's basketball is that we do everything, 110%, not only on the basketball court, but, relationships and schoolwork and, anything that we're involved in, we do it with 110% all out effort and, giving all respect to whatever becomes involved in that.
No, absolutely. And, you know, we're about what, 2 weeks away from the season. Without getting into, specifics necessarily, but obviously it is a different group. What do you think this group's calling card would be? Or how do you think, the style of play may differ from last year? But just in terms of what you've seen, I know you guys, have obviously got time on the court and practice and some scrimmages, but just in general, what's the style of play you think this year for URI basketball is going to be?
I think there's no set, starting five, which is really exciting. I think everybody brings something different and different combinations of players can bring different things, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, so I know the coaching staff is really excited about that, but the most important thing that we've been focusing on is trying to play with pace, trying to, make quick decisions, play with pace, obviously be, very intense on the defensive end. But yeah, biggest thing is just trying to play with pace, like I said.
Yeah. No, I mean, I even just stopping by practice, at least for me, what stood out was just kind of the athletic ability and the athleticism, sorry, but also just like you said, even 1 through 5, how many positions each player can play. I think last year, even with talking with Coach Reese, it was easy to kind of pack the paint, but also kind of crowd you. I know it was hard for you to get an open shot, but I'm kind of looking forward to that pace. I gotta, kind of finish with this. You're part of a staff of not just great coaches, but also great basketball players. Maybe I should say former basketball players. If you were to pick one, right? If the team was on the line and you had to run if they missed the free throw, who are you picking on the staff to make that free throw?
On the staff?
On the staff.
I gotta go with Coach Schoeneker.
Yeah.
Gotta go with Schoeneker. She beats us up in practice. Sometimes she plays against us and she doesn't miss for some reason. She gives it to us in practice. So I gotta go with Schoeneker.
All right. I love it. Well, she used to put up, I remember, I think it was a Xavier game. I think she put up close to 30. She put up some points in her day for sure. But well, listen, Dolly, I know, like I said, I was looking forward to obviously seeing you play the team, what you've built, what Coach Reese has built. It's exciting times for women's basketball at URI, and we're looking forward to watching you guys get the season going.
Appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.